Hare Krishna, everyone. Saturn in Revati. I'm going to talk about all the rashis and all the lagnas. And this is an extremely important gochar. In this particular video, you learn the exact meaning of Revati Nakshatra, which no one on YouTube has actually given away the information. Another thing that you're going to learn about are the remedies and the way we should maneuver this particular transit of Saturn in Revati. You see, on 17th of May, Saturn entered the Revati Nakshatra, and it is going to be very, very powerful and going to give you tremendous amount of very practical results and guidelines for next almost 6 months. Let's first understand Revati Nakshatra. I personally believe Revati Nakshatra to be the nakshatra of travel. When I say travel, it is the last nakshatra, and the soul has to travel to the particular destination. And there are certain guidelines that are made for that particular travel. You will see that you already were experiencing the results of Revati at least a month or 2 months before Saturn enters Revati Nakshatra. Where are we traveling? We are traveling to new homes. We are traveling to new offices. We are traveling to new jobs. We are traveling towards new businesses. We are traveling towards a new destination, a new vertical in your business. That's what Revati Nakshatra is all about. Tell me, how many of you have sold your home and went on to a new home for which, you were thinking of? Maybe one of the reason was to clear your debt. Other reason could be that you were not feeling good about that particular home and you wanted a change, or you wanted a change in your job. Either the job just, you know, went away or went for a six, or you were, asked to leave, or you left it yourself, or there was some financial, trouble in which you were, and now you have gotten a way to come out of it. You've gotten some guidelines which you were thinking that this could be done, that could be done. But now, when Saturn entered Revati, those guidelines are getting into manifestation and the travel has begun. That's what exactly is Revati Nakshatra. You see, 99.99%, whenever a planet moves or transits in Revati Nakshatra, whether malefic or benefic, and I'm talking about natural malefic or benefic, native will always grow after this change and in a very positive way. The only thing is where malefic and benefic are different is that during that travel, during that transition, did you enjoy that or not? If there are benefic planets like Moon, Venus, Mercury, Jupiter going through Revati, you are going to enjoy that travel. But if there are natural malefics, Mars, Rahu, Saturn, if these planets are going through Revati, You have to travel, you have to follow guidelines, but you are not going to enjoy that. That's where the problem is. You see, example, the Devata, the deity Pushan, he's the one who's protecting and guiding force for herds, for animals, birds, for social animals. And imagine, you know, there is bunch of, you know, sheeps, and he's protecting them. He's bringing them out to gaze, but then he's keeping them, in a very organized way. He's restricting them to not to go out, in a particular area, and he's just trying to make them that the way you see the herds are being managed. At that point of time, those sheep may not enjoy their gazing or the food. They may feel always restricted, but eventually they are traveling, they are moving practically. That is the difference between a malefic and a benefic. When a malefic will move over Revati, you are still bound to do all these things in your life, but with minimalistic enjoyment. I mean, you're not enjoying it. Sometimes you'll feel like, suppose you're changing your home for a particular reason. You're moving from one place to another for a particular reason. There must be certain possibilities that you don't like. There must be certain compulsions because of which you are taking a change. You see, when you see in the sky, you move in the sky and you see Pisces or any other zodiac sign, which is an imaginary division, and you have Pushan guiding you or any force which is guiding your soul, you will realize one thing, that the sky does not have a particular path or a particular road to travel from point A to point B. It only has guidelines. Suppose you have to travel from, Revati to Ashwini, or you have to travel from Revati to Bharni. There is no specific path, but there is only a guideline. There is a corridor. There is a door. The Devata Pushan is going to tell you that, hey, this is one door, that is another door, that is another door. Go. You go to this door, you'll get this. You go to this door, you get this. You go to this door, you get this. You have been guided like a guru. The way I teach my students, I give them guidelines. And the way they move on that path completely depends upon their dasha, upon their mindset, and their horoscope. And exactly that happens when Saturn transits over Revati. You'll see that there'll be many guidelines coming, financial guidelines, guidelines for animals and birds, dogs, street dogs in India. You'll see guidelines for, buying and purchasing land. You'll see immense amount of guidelines for your vehicles, for traffic rules. You will see guidelines coming for spending your money. You'll see, guidelines for education. You'll see guidelines for job, guidelines for technology. Only the guidelines. The path is not clear. And that is where we are feeling discomfort. You look at geopolitical level. Every other country is just giving you the guidelines, but they're not showing the path that how those guidelines will be met. That's what exactly happens when you have a malefic traveling or transiting through Revati Nakshatra. You see, imagine there is an artist, and you ask that artist that, how much do you earn or how much do you, like your work? He would say, any earning which is coming to me is secondary. It's a byproduct. It's not primary. Primary is my enjoyment. The more I connect with my work, and I need freedom. I don't need discipline. I don't need, certain restrictions. That's what exactly is the Guru Shishya Parampara. In Guru Shishya Parampara, when a guru is delivering knowledge to the students, guru should enjoy. And he would not need any restrictions. That is why Revati falls in the sign of Jupiter, and it is where Venus gets exalted, both the gurus. And here they are giving you guidelines. One is giving you a spiritual guideline, the other is giving you a financial guideline, because Venus is Karka of financial management. You are wrong if you understand Venus as a planet of luxury. You're absolutely wrong. Luxury is a byproduct of financial management. You understand what I'm saying? If your financial management is good, luxury is a byproduct. But we take byproduct as primary product for a graha, and that's when we are mistaken. People who've got, Venus in the second house of Navamsha, or Venus in the 10th house of the Lagna Kundli, or Venus in the Lagna of the Shamsha, D10 chart, or Venus in the second house of the D10 chart, those people are brilliant financial management people. Their financial management is super. You see, the first thing that Revati Nakshatra guides you and tells you is to have a trust in your guru. You see, when you start your car, you put a destination A to B. There's a GPS that comes in. You have to trust that GPS. You have to trust that those guidelines to be slow, to be faster, to take a diversion. And if you don't, you feel stuck. You feel insecure. That's what exactly is happening. So if you are living in a country and there are certain guidelines which are coming, you need not feel scared, because eventually Revati is a nakshatra that is going to give you success. You change a home, take a change. You're changing your home because you can't pay the mortgage and you're buying another home. Go buy. It will be for betterment. You'll feel free and you are not going to regret that particular decision. The only problem that Saturn is going to create here is that the transition from point A to point B, from this existing home to another home, is going to be with a lot of emotional turmoils, and as if you're going to feel as if it is forced on you. But later, you're going to remember my video and you're going to say, hey, it was for good. It was for good. You'll see many courts and many, institutions, constitutions, law enforcements. You'll see them working day and night for next 6 months for building certain protocols and laws and constitutions. From street dogs to buying airlines. You will have certain new guidelines which will make everyone disappointed, annoyed, but eventually the results are going to be good, whether you like it or not. But if I know Jyotish, if I know Revati, if I know Saturn moving in that particular, nakshatra, I will not get worried about these changes that are happening because deep inside my mind, I know that this is good. Change is law of nature, and this is good. Trust me. If you're putting your money in home, if you're putting your money in certain investments, if some relationships are breaking and completely vanishing from your life, you feel isolated because Revati is a nakshatra of isolation. In next 2 to 3 months, you're going to feel very isolated. There could be circumstances that you've changed the job and you're going to a new place, you're living in a PG or in a hostel or away from the family and feel isolation. You were with someone or in a certain environment from last 30 years. Saturn comes and starts a platform for next 30 years. And when you make that platform, you're breaking certain things from the past. That's where the problem is. That's what you and I are not accepting. Change is always difficult. Change is not easy. Even if you've gone to a home that you really like, shifting is a trouble. That change is a trouble. The new guidelines are the trouble. It happens very smoothly with benefics, in a difficult way with malefics. Simple. But guidelines are for your benefit. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I can definitely talk about each Rashi, each Lagna, quick 2 to 3 minutes of conversation, but maximum impact is of your Mahadasha. If your Mahadasha is good, things will be good. If your Mahadasha is not very good, I mean, no matter how positive you feel, you're not going to feel better. For Aries moon sign or Aries Lagna, you can take both. Or you can take, if your moon sign is different and your Lagna is different, then you take results of the both. So it could be sweet and salt. It could be good and bad, or could be both bad or both good. That's how life is. So Aries Lagna, the Saturn is moving in the 12th house. 12th house is investments. You're going to feel isolated. After doing great investments, you may not be very happy. You'll feel insecure even if you have money with you. You'll feel insecure about your future. You'll feel insecure about your investments. That's what Saturn does in the 12th house in Revati. But trust me, whatever is happening for good. Take it, accept it, do it. It's not a problem. On the same time, Saturn is also going to show you what you've done in last 30 years, good and bad. It's time to look at your report card and give you those star points of what you were good for and what you were bad for in the previous 28, 29 years. Similarly, for Taurus rising or Taurus moon sign, it is happening in the 11th house, where you will get new guidelines for your hopes, wishes, and desires. And they will not be very, very cordial. You'll get, you'll break many social relationships and new relationships will come in your way. It is guaranteed. There will be lot of introspection because Saturn is aspecting your Lagna. You will set guidelines for yourself. You'll have many people going from your life and many coming in your life. Accept it, take it. People who've gone from your life were meant to go. Let them go. Just focus on one thing that eventually it is going to be good. The way you were gaining may not be very good, but you will gain slow, steady, and permanent. That's what I feel here. For Gemini moon sign or Gemini lagna, this is happening in the 10th house. You will see pressure at work. You will see from nowhere the guidelines, the instructions are coming for your work, for your father, from your father as well. You will see restrictions. You will see as if you stopped enjoying your work. You don't feel like working anymore. You want to run away from the situation, but you can't run. You are bound to work. That's what happened when Saturn is in the 10th house in Revati. For Cancer, moon sign or Cancer lagna, your bhagya is not going to work according to what you were thinking. Here, you will feel isolated, and there's a hidden power behind your destiny which is working for changing your destiny for your better, but you are not feeling better about it. Should I repeat the statement? There is something, some algorithm working behind the scenes for you, for your betterment, which you will not feel better about, which you'll see, no, no, no. It's like, you were complaining God for something at this given moment. Later on, you realize it was for your good. That's what is going to happen with Cancer, moon sign or Cancer lagna. But keep trust in your guru. That's what I would say. For, Leo, moon or Leo lagna, this happens in the 8th house. 8th house is of diseases, hidden problems, chronic diseases. Take care of your health. The doctor will give you the guideline. Your gym trainer, your yoga teacher will give you guidelines. Please follow. Otherwise, you're going to suffer. 8th house Saturn has capability to give certain health issues, which are beyond your imagination. And you will feel isolated in the hospital. You'll feel isolated at your work. You will feel as if you wanted to do something and you're not doing it. And you are forced certain guidelines on you. On the same time, when you've got Virgo lagna or Virgo moon sign, this happens in the 7th house. 7th house is partnerships, associations, luxury. It's public place. It's the mall. It's like a Dubai mall. And here Saturn is going to give you certain guidelines on your luxury. He's going to tell you, hey, why are you buying 10, luxurious cars? Just go and buy one super luxury car. Save half of your money and be satisfied with that. Your perspective towards enjoying your life, your partnership, your association, for your marketplace, for your shopping, or the way you live your life is going to change. If you are into a marriage which is struggling, there are people who are going to sit for you, 10, 12, 15 people from both the sides, and then they are going to give you some guidelines, and you have to follow them if you want to live a good married life. For Libra, it is happening in the 6th house, Libra lagna and Libra moon sign. And 6th house is all about debts. It's about diseases, enemies, problems. New protocols will be decided. You are going to make, a daily routine. And if you follow that daily routine, you are going to be healthy. If you follow the guidelines for defeating your enemies and day-to-day troubles and managing your debts, certainly it is going to be a very good transit. Saturn, 6th house does well going into Revati. It sort your, basic problems of debts and diseases and enemies for next 28 years. And you will find certain protocols here, certain rules here. If you follow them, you're going to feel very good for next 25, 30 years, depending upon your Mahadasha as well, obviously. For Scorpio, it's in the 5th house. 5th house is about children, love, romance, Mantra. So now you are going to follow certain mantras in the most disciplined way. There's going to be a guru or a teacher who's going to come in your life, give you a mantra, and you can attain siddhi. You can reach to a level. All you have to do is you have to strictly follow those guidelines. That's it. You do it, you get it. You get it. You get the siddhi. You reach there. It is time to pray to Hanumanji. It is time to, start learning Shiv Mahapuran. And we are launching a new batch in September for Shiv Mahapuran. Go check the website. This is where this particular course have changed lives of thousands of my students. For Sagittarius, it is happening in the fourth house. You're selling or buying a home. You're changing your place of work. You are going to change your bank. You're going to change your lawyer. You're going to change your CA. Look how many things the environment, the ecosystem around you is going to change. For good, for betterment. For Capricorn Lagna, you are going to get new guidelines for your startup. Your neighbors are going to change. So that means you're traveling or they're traveling. Your efforts are going to change. The way you look at your work every day, the way you look at the struggles every day is going to change. It may not be very acceptable in the beginning, but later on you're going to realize it is good. That's what Revati is. You may feel isolated, but isolation is the biggest bliss. Having a very pressured kind of a life, every day is full of pressure, is the biggest bliss of life. I mean, if you work in pressure, God has been kind on you. People don't get work, so they don't get pressure. Simple. For Aquarius, Saturn is going to be in the second house. There's going to be change in your wealth management within your family. Take care, spend carefully. Do not put your money in one particular asset or vertical. You have to follow certain guidelines here. Otherwise, your financial planning, relationship within the family can go for a 6. You have to be very careful, while making any transactions. You can be booked for faulty transactions for someone else, maybe very close friend or a family friend. They were doing something wrong. You are in the jail. That can happen. Be careful. And then you will be given certain guidelines in future for your asset management, which will remain with you until Saturn comes here again. About 28 years. If you're there or I'm there, you will remember this video. For Pisces, moon sign or Pisces Lagna, Saturn is in the Lagna. It is time to introspect. It is time to understand about your inner consciousness, about your soul journey, about your daily routine, about your education, about your intelligence, about your job. You will create a timetable. You are going to create certain timelines for you. See, people with Pisces Lagna, they are not doing great from last 1.5 years. Honestly, they have restricted themselves from public. They have restricted themselves from getting into certain projects. Now you get the guidelines and put yourself in a project. Start. The time that you were waiting for, that I'll wait, the wait is over. This is the time to begin now. The best remedy for Saturn in Revati is to feed birds, animals, go in the nature, spend time in isolation, enjoy your life, enjoy pressure of your life. The day you start enjoying loneliness and isolation, that is the biggest victory of life. Go for solo trips. Buy your favorite SUV. Just go. Tell Saturn that I'm gonna make my plans. I'm gonna make plan for my new startup. I'm going to write a diary. I'm going to give instructions to myself. I'm going to give guidelines to myself. The Pushan inside you is going to give you the guidelines. and write down those guidelines and just go ahead. That's Saturn in Revati. You like it. Most of the time, you won't like it, but you'll like the results. This is what is my analysis on Saturn in Revati. I hope you enjoyed. I'll come up with another video. Till then, Hare Krishna, Har Har Mahadev, Shambho.